Two more questions for you. You know, we're here at the Go Ahead conference in Vienna, Austria. Can you share with the viewers your conclusions in your brilliant presentation earlier today?
Yeah, the general idea we already debated about, we have to prepare ourselves for financial repression. Mm-hmm. We have to try to be in our investments, but also in our general thinking ahead of the politicians. We have to try to move into the shoes of a politician and a banker, to get a feeling about what they are thinking and planning about. They all have their own interests. There is a big moral hazard trade still overhanging our system, and as long as the politicians and bankers are not willing to stop the moral hazard trade, we have to prepare ourselves for very rigid measures like limitations of ownership in gold, like limitations to bring our assets outside of the Eurozone, like enormous additional tax burdens, like manipulated consumer price indices. You can use all your fantasy to find more measures the politicians are willing to implement. In the end, they have to get their debt situation under control, and hope is not the best advisor in such a circumstance.
Earlier this year when we spoke, you were keen on gold as one way to prepare and diversify portfolios. Has your view changed?
No, not at all. We still have the maximum of our allocation positioned in gold and silver. We have not changed at all because for us it's the final money. We don't think we have reached the level of price action and especially interest of the public that we are very close to the danger of getting some kind of restrictions of ownership in gold. We think that will finally come, but not at the price of $1,600 per ounce. Perhaps if we have reached levels around 5,000, all your neighbors are, when all your neighbors are debating gold and silver with you the same way they were debating internet stocks some 11 years ago. Yes, for us gold is a very important part. It's one of these pots and pockets of security where we are investing our clients' money in.
I said that was the last question, but if you could just clarify, what do you mean by restrictions of ownership? How do you see that playing out?
Yeah, we are afraid that something similar could happen. We have seen in the US 1933 till 1973, if I'm not totally wrong, that either the ECB will offer you a takeover offer for your ounces of gold at a very interesting price of 800 euros. And if you are not willing to take this offer, then you will have some kind of limitations. You are only allowed as a private individual to hold 5 or 10 ounces, and the rest you have to hand over to the ECB. That's not a danger right now. But if people discover gold as their final money, if they realize we are getting closer to situations we have seen in Turkey in the 90s, that they have to take their euro money from the account as soon as it comes in via your salary or your retirement system, and have to change it into something with a more prudent base. And such a base then, in our view, only can be gold, because all other trustworthy currencies are far too small for our economies to use. Then there is clearly a risk that something...
So you see this within the broader context of what you were saying could be capital controls.
Exactly.
This would be one element of more restrictions and limitations placed on the free market by government.
Absolutely. If the government is defining interest, which is not generating positive real return, then it's like the law of Pascal. The money is looking for better alternatives. So you have to close the exit door to foreign investments, and you have to close the exit door to more quality investments like gold. In the end, we think the asset class which will profit the most, like during the 40s and 50s in the US, are quality stocks. Because that's an asset class you can't limit, because then you have all your local equity and entrepreneurs complaining. That's finally your tax source you can't limit. So for us, in the end, that's a very bullish story for quality equities. But never ever forget, these price appreciations may look great in nominal terms, but in real terms just will ensure that your buying power is not falling.
Yeah, focus on purchasing power, not the nominal terms.
Yeah, that's the key. That's for us the key theme for all the investments we take for our clients.
I agree with you, Philip. Been speaking with Philip Frandron of Flachsbach & Stoick. Thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure.
Pleasure on my side.
Thank you.